This story took place during World War II. The arrival of larger and heavier planes taxed the strength and endurance of the crew deck, but Lieutenant Joe Tucker of the Air Department had a solution in hand. At the Navy Yard in Norfolk, he had spotted two jeeps and two small tractors parked near the pier and decided to commandeer them. He had them lifted onto the Yorktown by a crane and stowed in the hangar. Marine guards had to be bribed with bottles of spirits to look the other way. Tucker's mechanics devised a makeshift tow bar that hooked around the forward wheels of the aircraft. Constant repetition and practice using the vehicles to move the airplanes led to much more rapid cycling and respotting. The jeeps and tractors, which Tucker called mules, proved to be an effective innovation and were adopted on all carriers of the class. I love this story for multiple reasons. For one, it shows thinking outside the box, being creative to find a solution. Two, is that sometimes you have to break rules in order to find a better solution. He had to steal the jeeps and tractors and bribe, assuming with his own money, the guards to allow him to bring the equipment onto the ship. Like Jesus overturning the money changing tables in the temple, there are times when a rule needs to be broken. That could only happen when you are serving a higher purpose, and that rule is getting in the way of the larger mission. Lieutenant Tucker had the mission of making sure planes could move around the ship as quickly as possible. The lesser rule of not taking the jeeps was getting in the way of that. This is the finest of tightropes to walk, though. You have to be sure that when you're doing this, your plan will 100% work, or else you're going to land up in trouble. Third, I love this story because sometimes you have to do something for people to see the utility of it. He didn't write memos or complain. He was a man of action and just did it. Sometimes we sit around too often and wait for permission that will never come and therefore never act. Lastly, I love this story that after this idea was put into practice, the leaders didn't arrest him for stealing the jeeps or bribing the two guards. They saw his idea was good and worked, and therefore implemented the idea across all ships. There are times as leaders where this kind of decision is needed. Let your people who are on the ground make decisions, and when it works, embrace it.